Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have Anonymous back on the line, and he's going to be presenting to us the power and the value of poetry.
Yeah, it's just a concise way of presenting some insights that's not as long-winded as usual if you read a whole book or something, but poems are pretty condensed, and there's a lot in sometimes even the smallest poem. It's like there's a lot in a little seed that makes the big tree. So yeah, I wrote something. In fact, I finished it about a half hour ago on even the word poetry. So this is what I wrote. Some fruits of the spirit from the poet's tree. For there was and is and will be a time when the poets were the prophets, the seers of the people, providing a heavenly vision, a direction for the advancement in consciousness away from the pitfalls inherent in ignorance, and that by applying the insights shared lovingly, radiantly, we too will discover that it's true. We are all made of the sacred fiery light of wisdom-filled love. Poems of Rumi, celebration of Rumi. Okay, here we go. Everything you see has its roots in the unseen world. The forms may change, yet the essence remains the same. Every wonderful sight will vanish, every sweet word will fade. But do not be disheartened. The source they come from is eternal, growing, branching out, giving new life and new joy. Why do we weep? The source is within you, and this whole world is springing up from it. The source is full, and its waters are ever flowing. Do not grieve. Drink your fill. Don't think it will ever run dry. This is the endless ocean. From the moment you came into this world, a ladder was placed in front of you, that you might transcend it. From earth, you became a plant. From plant, you became animal. Afterwards, you became a human being, endowed with knowledge, intellect, and faith. Behold the body born of dust. How perfect it has become. Why should you fear its end? When were you ever made less by dying? When you pass beyond this human form, no doubt you will become an angel and soar through the heavens. But don't stop there. Even heavenly bodies grow old, pass again from the heavenly realm, and plunge into the vast ocean of consciousness. Let the drop of water that is you become 100 mighty seas. But do not think that the drop alone becomes the ocean. The ocean too becomes the drop. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, it's an endless ocean, ever flowing. Yes, the life, the source of life, it's always abundant. There's no stoppage of it, even though our mortal, frames encounter, life's misfortunes, life's, detours, sufferings. But what he's getting at, as it's obvious, is we know that we're a part of something eternal. So, keep hope alive, right? Keep experience alive, even more so. It's going to endeavor to convey a glimpse of the glory that's inherent in all of us. Vanished the veils of light and shade, lifted every vapor of sorrow. But ever present, all flowing, I, everywhere, planets, stars, starburst, earth, volcanic bursts of doomsday cataclysms, creation's molding furnace, glaciers of silent x-rays, burning electron floods, thoughts of all men, past, present, to come, every blade of grass, myself, mankind. Thou art I am thou, knowing Noah, known as one, tranquil, unbroken thrill, eternally living, ever new peace, enjoyable beyond imagination of expectancy, samadhi bliss, not an unconscious state or mental chloroform without willful return. Samadhi but extends my conscious realm beyond limits of the mortal frame to farthest boundary of eternity, where I, the cosmic sea, watch the little eagle floating in me. Blows upon vapors, open fiercely their veils. Ocean stands revealed, shining electrons, till at the last sound of the cosmic drum, vanish the grosser lights into eternal rays of all-pervading bliss. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt. Ocean of mind, I drink all creation's waves, and become the sea of mirth itself. How's that, huh? Music can elevate us, a bridge like, to the infinite, and there's music that can elevate us, and there's music that's used for rousing up our passions in such a way that could be used to get us to go to war or something. So it's like everything. There's the sacred parts and there's the profane. So there's an upward direction and there's a downward one. But you put some instruments behind it, and other instruments, and what a symphony that becomes. This is what we call I am the divine dewdrop. I am thy dewdrop, quivering on the leaf of life and death that floats on thy shoreless sea. I am thy truant dewdrop, returning at last to the hallowed zone. I am thy immortal dewdrop, dancing on the petals of past, present, future. I am thy love-enchanted dewdrop, sliding safely over the leaf of earthly laws to enter thy taintless waters of wisdom. I want not to lose myself, but to become infinitely enlarged by merging in thy sea. I shall be thine omnipresent dewdrop, imbibed by all God-thirsty lips. Here's another one. Repair my nerve wires, O mystic electrician. I am the bulb, and thou art the light within it. The truth and the miracle is this. Thou art the bulb and the light. Not to talk too much, I like to just let them speak. These folks who are higher up the mountain than me, I easily admit, oh, here's another beautiful one. Oh, Spirit, may I find thee in meditation by banishing restlessness, sensory impressions, and consciousness of breath. Let the gale of passions and desires be stilled by a magic wand of divine perceptions. In a rippleless mental lake, may I behold the undistorted reflection of the moon of my soul, glistening with the light of thy presence. Isn't that beautiful? The magic wand of divine perceptions. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, here's another one. We swim in the shallow waters of false assurances of safety, the while a deadly net of ignorance is closing in upon us. In the daily hall, many men are caught, few escape. O measureless mercy, save us from the dread dragnet of desires and matter attachment. May we dive into deep, silent deep spaces of divine communion and become uncapturable. You can apply that today. The caravan of my prayers is moving toward thee. It has been delayed now and then by blinding sandstorms of despondency. As I lead the sacred procession, I glimpse afar an oasis of thy silent encouragement. My spirits revive. I redouble my efforts to reach thee. May I dip my thirsty lips of faith into thy bliss well and drink deep. So that's you look at some of Yogananda's poems, and I think they're pertinent today. I mean, the poets, artists, they're the antennas when they're really functioning, coherently. They're the antennas of what's going on. I mean, what you see as a child and the beauty of the simplest, blade of grass. Or like one poet said, you can see the world in a grain of sand, and people, to make a dollar will destroy beauty, in ratios that are to the point where, it becomes too, society itself gets eaten out.
Yeah, man's soul becomes degraded or lessened as an important factor of existence.
But there's always a time, and every time, like again, Dickens would say they'd say, it's the best of times, the worst of times. There's always a lineage of people who are connected and are, as I said before, the poets, there was a time, it's true, the poets were the prophets, and I think they still are. And if you really, you listen to, I was listening to Michael Jackson's Bird Song the other night. Well, I was on the couch, 2 in the morning, and for folks who haven't seen it, oh my God, my tears were coming out of my eyes. It's just a beautiful, powerful, passionate, loving reminder for waking up, to what we're doing, and that we're all connected. But then some offerings from the poet's tree, the fruits of their spirit to nourish us. And then, of course, I'll give a little bit away, where anonymous might be, up here in the Bronx, poetry. Sometimes they say three, we say tree. And in the tree, it's the body, mind, and spirit. It's the conscious, subconscious, superconscious. The poet's tree. So there you have it. I hope, people enjoy it as much as I do, and even more. And go read some of these folks, and get away from the daily slime and grime of, fanning the fears. So just leave it on a positive note. I think that last poem, they spoke of again, in the pain, do we reach out? Do we have the humility? I wish you all a good day and good practice. And hug somebody, smile at somebody, be hugged, let someone smile at you and take it in. Be kind to your animals. Don't eat the other ones. Get some vitamin D out there while you can. Stick in those bones and feed the pineal gland. And until next time, I send you love and gratitude.